It's a big deal when we hire a head coach at Appalachian State. The head coaches here are the backbone of our university athletic department. They get to interact with our student athletes every day and serve in a lot of different roles. So a big day, and it's actually fun for me to look out and see all of our head coaches. I think we got most of them represented, and remembering that we were all here with them one day doing the exact same thing. And I think I was just mentioning to Whitney, she's no longer the newbie. So she's like a KG veteran once we introduce Chan here. But a couple thank yous. I first and foremost want to thank Philip Byers for being here, a Board of Governor representative. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. I want to thank the Chancellor for being engaged in this process all along. Chancellor Norris was part of the interview committees on all of our candidates, so it was really great interacting and having her be a part of the process, so I can't thank her enough. I need to thank Sarah Strickland and Jonathan Reeder for running the search. So thank you all for taking the time to do all the kind of behind the scenes work it took to get folks in and out. Certainly thank our student athletes for taking part in the search. This is a family effort, and we wanted to make sure that we identified the right person to come into our family and be part of it. With that, as I often say, we really go back to our core values. What are we looking for in the next leader of our women's golf program? And we're looking for somebody that believes that this is, you come here to get a world-class degree. Academics first and foremost is academic integrity. You come to this great university to get a great academic experience and a degree. Secondly, you're going to be socially responsible. You understand that you represent something way bigger than Appalachia, way bigger than yourselves, right? We're representing, I'm not sure what we got going on. Brett's going to fix what we got going on in the background. They almost like the Price is Right there for a second. But certainly we want to bring folks here that understand that the A never comes off. You represent something way bigger than yourself. You're representing this great university. We want to be competitive, and we were looking for somebody that believes, like we believe, that we can win here in the sport of golf. Right? And then lastly, somebody believes that we owe it to our student athletes to provide them a world-class experience. They choose App. We want to make sure that we provide them the right experience. And then a couple other things. Certainly those are our four core values, but somebody that believes like we do that you can win at the highest level here, and then is going to invest and make sure that they put forth the effort to do that. Recruit at a high level. Talent acquisition is key, so we want to make sure we had found somebody that recruited at a high level, created the culture and believed in the culture. It's the people that make the place at Appalachian. So somebody that believes in that culture. And then be a good teammate. Like we have a lot of good teammates. The fact that all of our head coaches show up for this today just shows you how we value being a good teammate for all of us. And we all got to be rowing in the boat at the same time. Having said that, when we hire a coach, we also hire a family. And Whitney, we're so glad that you're going to be part of our family as well. And I think one of the things for me that when I went through the interview process with Sarah and we had dinner with Chan and Whitney, it was apparent that Whitney was somebody that wanted to be here and invest in the community. You have to want to be in Boone, you have to want to invest in the community, and you have to want to be a family member. So with that, we did an exhaustive national search on that. I could not be more pleased to be here at this place introducing our next women's golf coach, Chan Metz.
Thanks, Doug. Good morning. Wow, what an honor to be here. So I was meeting with Brett yesterday, and we were kind of going over some things. He said, hey, keep it 4 to 5 minutes. I said, 45 minutes? And he said, no, 4 to 5 minutes. I said, okay. So I know I speak Southern. I guess I kind of hear it too sometimes. So want to start by thanking Chancellor Norris, Doug Gillen, Sarah, the whole search committee. Thank you all so much for this opportunity. Truly an honor to be a part of the App State family and to be in charge of this women's golf program. It is something that we're greatly looking forward to get going. Looking out at this this morning, this is a big deal to me. Been doing this 9 years now. This is the first one of these I've ever done, and I think that is probably one of the many things that make App State so special, that they truly treat every sport the same. I mean, we're all here this morning for women's golf, and that's a big deal to me. So yeah, thank you all for taking time out of your morning to be here. I had a little bit of a different journey getting into coaching. I'm not sure if anybody's kind of read my bio, but I had a 7-year career with the Department of Juvenile Justice back home in Georgia where I grew up, and did that for 7 years before I got into coaching. And there were a lot of things I think that I was able to kind of gather from that line of work that have kind of helped me in coaching, and there's a lot of life lessons and just different things that I was able to pick up that there's no way I probably would have picked up had I just gotten into coaching right out of school. And I'm certainly grateful to that work family that I had for all those years and all of those things that provided me, and hopefully that helps me become a better coach each and every day. You get asked a lot, I think, whether it's by recruits, whether it's by family members or just different people in the world, like, why do you coach? And I think that's an important question for coaches to be able to answer. And for me, there's a couple of things as to the why I want to coach. And I truly wake up every day and think that I have the best job in the world. There's nothing else that I would rather be doing than working with young people on the golf course. It is truly, I'm truly living my dream every single day, and I'm very thankful for that. But I think that the things that truly motivate me are things that I was able to gather from my father. I grew up with a dad who was a high school football coach, and I think ever since I was a little kid, I've grown up on the sideline. And there were so many things that I got from that. The appreciation for hard work, the love of competition. There's nothing better than teeing it up with your teammates in a golf tournament, I think. The process of getting better. I love practice. Those were things that were instilled in me at a young age, and I didn't even realize that they were being instilled in me. And so I'm lucky to have grown up with a dad that that taught me those things. But even more important than that were the lessons that I didn't even realize that I was learning from him. My family and I always joke that I'm from a very small town in Georgia, and anytime we go out to dinner, or maybe even go to Walmart, we can't go anywhere without somebody coming up to my dad. Hey, I remember when I played football for you. I remember, when you were my assistant principal in high school or whatever it is, and seeing the impact that he had on those people. I didn't even realize what that was doing to me as a kid. But it's without a doubt the number one reason that I want to coach. I want all of my players to be able to look at me 5, 10, 20 years down the road and say, I was a better player for having played for you, but more importantly, I'm a better person for having played for you. And yeah, those are the whys that I coach. Looking at kind of what my expectations are for this golf team. For me, the most complete year is going to look like this: winning the female GPA award and winning a Sun Belt title. I think that if you can do those two things, that is probably one of the most complete years that you can have. You control your own destiny. You guaranteed a spot in postseason play. And so those are the goals that I have for this program. And also, we're just going to continue to grow the brand, grow the App State brand, and we're going to represent it well every single day on and off the course. And that's something that's very important, because it's not just your time here. Just as Doug said, it's when you leave here. It's 5 and 10 years down the road that never leaves you. It stays with you forever. And those are definitely things that I hope that my players take away as being extremely important out of our program. And lastly, we have a lot of unbelievably great resources here at App State, the best that I've ever worked with. And we're going to utilize those resources, and we're going to use those to help us be better on the course and off the course. And we're also going to be committed to trying to even grow those resources into something even better. So yeah, how do we do those things? For me, number one, we're going to control the controllables. The number one thing that we have control over every single day when we wake up is how hard we're going to work. We can make a conscious effort every single day to be the hardest working team in Sun Belt. And that's what I want. I want us to wake up every single day with that desire. And then we can also decide to be the hardest working team in the country. And we can control that. And if we do that, everything else is going to take care of itself. So that gives you a little bit of insight into, I think, me as a person, kind of me as a coach, and the expectations that I have for this program. So thank you all for your time, and go out.
All right, we'll open up for a few questions. Please state your name and affiliation.
Bob Dillner, Appalachian Weekly News and App TV. Chan, I want to know, first of all, welcome to the mountain. And number one, what has the process been like learning these ladies, and what have you learned in such a short period of time?
A very short period of time. Got here Monday. We had our first practice yesterday. We had some individual meetings this week. It's a great group of players. Just watching them yesterday, just through our first practice. I'm a very big believer in working hard. Like, we make practices very, very difficult. And yesterday, they hit the ground running, never complained once. I love that. I love players that just show up every single day just ready to work hard, and they showed me that yesterday, and we're going to hope that we can keep building on that.
And as a follow-up, I want to know, for you, coming from basically the beach to the mountain, we're definitely close-knit on the mountain. What have you and your wife and your family learned about life up on the mountain in a short period of time as well?
The honest answer is it has always been a dream of mine and Whitney's to live in the mountains. We've always loved the mountains, and when we came here, a while back on the interview, we were in love with this place literally from the second that we got to the top of the mountain. So, yeah, I mean, we're just ready to be here full time. We're ready to be, fully engulfed in the App State way of life and being involved in all of the sports. That's one thing that we really love is following all the sports and living the App life.
Matt, President, App State Athletics. Coach, welcome. Just curious if you could shine some light on what your recruiting philosophy is and how that will play out over the coming years.
Sure. I think there's definitely a side of recruiting that's important to make sure you're recruiting players that can adjust to your coaching style. And I think for me, it's very big to be out there at junior events, watching players, being able to put eyes on players, and then really investing in them through the recruiting process and trying to understand who they are as people. I think because inevitably your program is who you bring into it. And so I think you just have to really invest in that recruiting process of getting to know the players, not only as players, but as people, and just knowing that these are the type of players that are going to come in and do all the things that we want. Take care of stuff academically, represent the A well, compete at the highest level, and so it's how much time and effort you put into that, and that's definitely going to be a focus.
As for scheduling, what does that look like, especially in a sport where you have so much control over different events and fields that you can be a part of?
Yeah, we have some great brand recognition here that carries a lot of weight, and there's a lot of people across the country that know what that means. And so I want to try to carry that to as many strong tournaments as we can. And if that's going to be a process, kind of building that schedule stronger. But yeah, we want to try to compete at the highest level because that's what all the sports here do, and that's the expectation.
I always think that golf is really interesting at the college level in that it's an individual sport competed as a team. What do you try to instill with that in mind in terms of how you grow individuals but ultimately achieve as a team?
Good question. So we have 6 players this year. The answer for what's going to put each player in the best position to play the best golf that they can is going to be 6 different answers. That is each answer for that, and each combination for what that looks like to help them academically and on the golf course. It's just like a fingerprint. I mean, it is truly individualized to each player. And so for me, it's truly getting to know them as people and building that player-coach relationship and that trust that we can be honest with each other. And when things aren't good enough, we can sit down and have the honest talk that, hey, this is not up to our standard. We have to be able to improve, and they understand that that's coming from the right place, that we're just trying to make each other the best versions of ourselves that we can be.
First match right around the corner. What's the process like going into that with such a short time to prepare for that?
Yeah. We'll tee it up and see, I think. We're going to try to get a couple of rounds of qualifying in before we leave for Clemson on Sunday. But yeah, we're still going to have to figure that one out.
Well, thanks, Coach. Doug, if you want to go for a photo op, and thank you for your time.
This is our prop. We're going to slide over here. Nike golf bag and the towel. So Whitney's going to join up for some photos. That will conclude this part of the press conference. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Go out.